Hi everyone, this is Lorraine. So today I'm going to go over my 37th week of pregnancy. Today I am technically 38 weeks pregnant. Every Tuesday is when my new week of pregnancy begins. So I'm 38 weeks now, so I thought I'd go over my 37th week. 37th week is pretty nice because you're now full term. Once you get to the 37th week, you're full term. And basically that's the point where you can have your baby, and they basically are fully developed. Like all of their lungs and all their organs are developed. Now they're just kind of gaining weight and shedding like I can't remember what it's called, but just shedding like their layers and just, you know, putting on some weight. So that's the point I'm at right now. I personally would like the baby to stay in there until his due date, which is April 2nd. I just feel as though it'd be best if he stays in there and he gets to his actual due date. Plus, I've come to terms with that I'm going to be pregnant and I'm going to probably go past my due date. That's what I think in my mind. Plus, I haven't had an unpleasant pregnancy. It's not like that I completely enjoy being pregnant, but nothing's been so unpleasant that I'm like, get this thing out of me. Like, I read so much of people like saying, I'm sure I'm getting near to that point, but when I was talking to my one girlfriend, she said that anybody I ever talk to that's at your point in pregnancy, they all want the baby out at this point. And I'm like, I'm fine. I don't need him to come out quite yet. He can still cook in there. I think at one of my birth classes, the teacher said that the baby, every day that they're in the womb is like 3 days developing outside of the womb. So if, like, let's say his lungs weren't fully developed at this point, I don't know. You know what I mean, though. But I want him to stay in there and be as healthy as possible. And I'm having a good pregnancy. I don't really enjoy being pregnant, but I don't not enjoy it either. I really have nothing to complain about. So during my 37th week, I actually had 2 doctor's visits. Just because my 38-week appointment ended up being at like 37 weeks, 7 days or whatever, just on Monday, just how it ended up, or 37 weeks and 6 days or whatever. So both my doctor's appointments were my 37th week. First doctor's appointment, well, they're both basically the same doctor's appointment. I thought I'd start getting my cervix checked at this point, but they didn't check it. And I thought it was kind of odd, but they told me, oh, next time. But I don't think that they really find a need to check the cervix unless they feel something is wrong, or if they feel, if you're having like serious contractions or like having contractions in general, which I really am not. So I don't think there was any kind of concern there. So basic doctor's appointments, go pee in a cup. That always comes back normal. Then I am up a pound for 37 weeks, and then they checked my blood pressure. Both different those 2 times. So the first appointment, it was 110/70, which is really good. Then the next appointment, it was 105/70, which is really good. So my blood pressure is really good. And I asked the nurse whenever she took it, I'm like, oh, it keeps like dropping a little bit. And she's just like, I'm like, does that happen towards the end of pregnancy? And she said, it can. So I don't know. The big thing at my doctor's appointment is they keep reiterating now at this point in time when to go to the hospital. And there are 3 things for going to the hospital with my doctors. They say, if your water breaks, go to the hospital. If I stop feeling the baby move, then go to the hospital. They also told me that I now should, after I have like every meal, I should just kind of sit down and make sure I feel the baby move 4 times within an hour, which is really not much. And so basically if I stop feeling the baby move, go to the hospital. And the last thing, if I'm having like consistent contractions, to go to the hospital. So none of those things have happened for me. No, so I haven't gone to the hospital. My symptoms this week, still acid reflux. I still take a Tums if I start feeling it before I take the Zantac to go to bed. So I take Zantac 150 to go to bed, but if I start feeling the acid coming on before I have a chance to take the Zantac, then I take a Tums prior to it. One day this week I did have some really horrible back pain where it was just kind of on, I think it was on the right side of my body maybe? I don't remember exactly. It was on one of the sides of my body, but I think that it was because I was kind of overdoing it, where I was kind of just cleaning up, making things sure everything's organized. Yeah, I was just kind of overdoing it. And so the back pain lasted for probably 45 minutes, and then I decided that I was going to take some Tylenol, because Tylenol is one of the pregnancy approved items that you can do or take. So I took Tylenol and I laid down and it went away. I laid down prior to that and I tried to go in the bathtub to make it go away and it didn't go away. So Tylenol I think helped. I really try to avoid medication, but it really was really uncomfortable. My husband was like rubbing my back, which made it feel better, but it made it feel better when I took the Tylenol and he rubbed my back in, you know, conjunction with each other. I have started to get kind of swollen. I don't know if you all watched. On Sunday I did a video with my husband, and that was the day that I started getting the worst, I think I was a little swollen on Saturday, not too bad, but on Sunday, all of a sudden I looked down at my hands. They were extremely swollen. It was like right before I filmed that video. And then I looked at my feet and they literally looked like Bam Bam feet. And I'm like, oh my God, this cannot be good. So I laid on the floor a little bit before I made the video, but I told you all I was going to make the video. So I did make the video, but I was really swollen. All of a sudden I'm just like super swollen. Just everything decided to be swollen, and I wasn't like too worried about it because it did eventually go away, especially after I like put my feet up and everything, which I did ask about at my appointment on Monday, about the swelling, because my feet when I went into the appointment looked pretty swollen too, but they just told me you need to make sure you're drinking a lot of water and just take it easy. So I've been taking it easy. Plus, I don't want the baby to come early, so I've been taking it a little extra easy. So I'm like, I'm not going to walk too much. I'm not going to do anything too much. I'm not going to overexert myself now. I want the baby to stay in there. Plus, my favorite doctor at my doctor's office, she's out of town until the 31st of March. So I want to at least wait till then to have the baby. Movements this week have been so big. They've been extremely big. So he's moving around really, like it's just like my whole stomach looks like it's moving, especially at nighttime, at dinner time after I eat. Just like it's crazy movement. But I think that is basically it for this past week. I didn't buy anything this past week. I did actually order a jogging stroller for my husband this past week. But yeah, and I bought some more socks. But I think this coming week I'm going to film a couple videos, but I don't know that they're necessarily going to all go up this week, if that makes sense. I'm going to just have them. I'm just going to film my hospital bag video because that's pretty much done. And I had a couple other ideas for videos. Also, I had an idea for doing a video with my mom. Kind of like just answer questions with my mom, because people seem to really like my mom. And if you have any questions for that video, post them below. But other than that, I think that's it. So I will show you my belly now. Okay, so I'll go over what I'm wearing first before I show you my belly. I've got on my two chains, 24-inch chain and a 36-inch chain, which is the equivalent to a 5-foot chain on my website. But sometimes I just like layering the two. They just kind of lay really nicely together, and then if I wanted to only wear one, you know, I could do that, whatever. I actually could attach them together if I wanted to too. I have a ring on. Someone asked me about this last week. It's just a really inexpensive ring that was actually like a returned item from company named Skagen. They decided to make jewelry, and this ring did not work out for them, and it lost like crystals immediately. And I found this just because we had it returned and we just didn't send it back to the company or anything. So I'm like, I'm gonna take it and I'll wear it. And so now it's good for my swollen fingers, especially when they actually get really swollen. I can still wear it. And then I have on 4 cuff bracelets. Cardigan, I don't know who it's by. My dress is by Gypsy05, and then I put on shorts underneath so I can show you my belly. And I will see you all very soon. So have a good day. Bye.